Guru Radhana Dishcha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Kripalu Gurave Namah Kasturi Tilakam Lalat Patale Vakshasthale Kaustubham Nasagre Var Muktikam Karatale Venu Kare Kankanam Sarvangi Harichandanam Sulalitam Kanthe Cha Muktavali Gopastri Pariveshtito Vijayate Gopal Chudamani Nayanam Galadashrudharya Vadanam Gadgad Ruddhaya Gira Pulakair Nichitam Vapuhu Kada Tavanam Grahane Bhavishyati Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvang Hadeva Matma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Dear devotees, we have all gathered here on this intensive because all of us desire one eternal gift, the divine love of SHRI Radhakrishna. It is their infinite grace, their mercy, their kindness, their love for us that they manifested their divine name in this world, so that through their divine name we can reach them. The bliss of their divine name, the ras of their divine name, is being freely and liberally and abundantly distributed, is being poured and showered by Sri Maharaj through his divine chantings. We all know, we have all experienced that the effect of Sri Maharaj's divine chantings, it is so extremely, it's very deep, profound. It is so extremely pacifying and very, very soul gratifying. Whether a soul or an individual is a devotee of Sri Maharaj or not, is familiar with Sri Maharaj's divine teachings or not, or whether one is a devotee, the experience is the same, soul gratifying, so extremely uplifting, very, very elevating, extremely soothing. I remember years ago in the early 80s, in 1984, when my mother, when she went to India, and Sri Maharaj was in Bombay at that time. And I believe it was the first time that Sri Maharaj sent Shakuntala Mummy, Shakuntala ji, to a studio for the recording of her chantings. And she was not allowed to use a harmonium, and she was so used to using a harmonium, and she just had to stand and sing, chant Sri Maharaj's chantings, pads, while the musicians were all playing the different instruments, and she was chanting. But what was heard was that all of those musicians, they were just workers. They had no connection whatsoever with Sri Maharaj's satsang, but they were so immersed and their minds were so absorbed. They were almost dancing, swaying while playing those musical instruments. Their minds they were so ecstatic. They had no idea what was going on. Again, the effect, the grace of Sri Maharaj's divine chantings. I want to share one of my own experiences. Once years ago, I was in Vrindavan, and I got a call from Swamiji, and he told me to come to Delhi, and but on the way I could go and meet Maharaji. He was in Faridabad at that time. So we started from Vrindavan, and we had the address of where Sri Maharaji was and the house where he was staying. But because Faridabad it's set up in such a weird way that there's divided in sectors, but they're not in any kind of order. So they're all over, and no particular order or sequence of sectors. So we started to look for that house where Sri Maharaji was staying, and on the way we stopped and asked a few people, and everyone gave their own kind of directions of how to get to this house. Anyway, somehow just going in circles and looking, We ended up in that vicinity, but we still could not find the house where Sri Maharaji was staying. And the way that we found the house was when we got closer to the house, I heard Suswari Didi's chanting. And I heard her chanting, and I told Nagin Bhai, I said, stop, we're here. It's somewhere here. The house is nearby. And then when I got out, I saw the driveway was covered with a bed of shoes. And of course, a couple of devotees were standing outside. The point is, Maharaji's kirtan, although I didn't know where I was, that Maharaji was in the house nearby, but the effect of the chanting in that neighborhood, and I heard it from the car, it was so deep, and it was so exciting and so thrilling, and I knew that I was there. So this is the effect of Sri Maharaji's divine grace in the form of his divine chantings. 3 nights ago, I started to talk about the greatness of the divine name. It purifies the mirror of our heart. It brings contentment at every step of our life. Sri Maharaji says in the Radha Govind Geet, Kali sama yuga nahi Govind Radhe Hari Naam Hari Dhyan Hari se mila de. The divine name of Radha Krishna, of God, has been echoed, and the greatness of their divine name has been echoed throughout our scriptures, and how great it is. Sri Maharaji says in the Radha Govind Geet that there's no other age like this age that we're in, Kali Yuga. Why? Because in this very age, we chant the divine name and we remember Nami, God, do remembrance, and lovingly chant the divine name. And when we do that wholeheartedly, with our fullest capacity, with all of our love, exclusive love, single-mindedly, then we get to meet Radha Krishna. All of our scriptures emphasize the importance and the greatness of the divine name, and so do our acharyas, our Jagadgurus, the saints, the descended saints. I ended my last speech with a question that although the divine name of God is eternal, Nam, the divine name, and Nami, God, they're both one and the same. They have the same number of powers. We have not yet realized God, because first we need to purify our heart. So the divine name, it helps us to purify our heart. We have chanted the divine name uncountable times, and yet, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji says in his Ashtapadi, Naam naam kari bahudha nij sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamitah smaranena kalah etadrishi tava kripa Bhagavan mamapi durdaiva drishyamiha janinanuragah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, in the words of a devotee, he is saying that, oh my beloved Krishna, you have imbued in your divine name your divine powers, your grace, your divine love. You yourself reside in your divine name. But it is my misfortune that when I chant your divine name, that I don't experience that ras, that bliss that is in your divine name. Sri Maharaji translates this verse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji in the Radha Govind Geet, and he says, Naam mein hai sarva shakti Govind Radhe Durdaiva Vash Vishwas na bata de Durdaiva arthayah Govind Radhe Naam aparadha Naam phal ko nasade. That the divine love of Sri Krishna, it is in his divine name. However, Durdaiva Vasha, because of Durdaiva, we do not experience that ras, that bliss. So, what is the meaning of Durdaiva? Durdaiva arthayaha Govinda Radhe Nama Apradha. All of our sins and spiritual transgressions that we have committed in our endless lifetimes, they become an impediment. They obstruct the receptivity of our heart to experience that grace. However, when we surrender to a saint such as Sri Maharaji, Maharaj is not even a saint, he is Avatari Mahapurush, not even that. He's way above that. So when we surrender to our Guru, then with the grace of our Guru, our sins and our transgressions are cancelled or destroyed to the extent of our Sharanagati, to the extent of our surrender to Him. And His grace in that form allows us to experience that ras. Saint Kabir Das Ji, he tells us how we should remember the divine name in his own style. So he says, Sumiran ki sudhiyo karo, Sumiran ki sudhiyo karo, Jo surabhi sutamahi, Kaha Kabir charo charat, Bisarat kabhu nahi. So Kabir Das Ji tells us how we should remember the divine name. So he gives an example of a cow. He says that we should remember the divine name just as a cow remembers its calf. its baby. So when the cow goes to graze in the morning, she thinks, I will graze, I will eat the grass, and I will have milk, and then I will have milk for my baby. So she goes with that in her mind. Kabir Das Ji is telling us that that's what she's thinking, and she goes. So that cow, her attachment is not in that grass. It is in her baby and the calf. So Kabir Das Ji tells us that whatever we have to do in order to manage our lifestyle and to live in this world and to survive in this world, we should do it as our duty. It's a responsibility. It is our duty. But the attachment of our mind, just like that mother cow, the attachment of our mind should be in God as we live our life in this world. And when that cow, when she returns, when she's coming home in the evening, and she gets so excited to meet her baby, and she makes this sound in Hindi, it's called rambhana. She makes this, I guess the closest translation is bellowing. She makes this bellowing sound. And so she gets real excited, and when her baby hears her, then the baby gets also very excited to meet her, its mother. So Kabir Das Ji tells us that when we spend our time in sadhana, in devotion, just like we engage our 5 physical senses to indulge in the world and enjoy the objects of our 5 physical senses, of course, the desire is in the mind, but the senses are the means through which we experience the world. So just as when we engage our senses to experience the world and the worldly gratification, in the same way, we should engage our mind we should engage our senses in devotion, where we should feel in our heart and mind that, oh, when will that day come when I will receive, with these eyes, I will receive the darshan, the vision of SHRI RADHAKRISHN. With this nose, I will receive the divine fragrance of their divine body. With these ears, I will be able to hear Krishna's divine flute, calling my name. When will that day come? And with this rasana, when will I be able to taste the sweetness of their divine love, their divine bliss? And with this tvacha, when will I experience their divine touch? Because this bhakti, this sadhana that Sri Maharaj is teaching us, is guiding us through, there are no rules, restrictions, restraints. We have all the freedom that we possibly want, because na desh niyamastasmin, na kal niyamastatha, no chishtado nishedhosti, Shri Harera Nam Nilugdhake. We don't have to worry about where we're going to sit to do our sadhana, the space or the place or the timing. We don't have to worry about anything. We have that liberty, that freedom to do our sadhana however our mind prefers and likes. So this is how we should remember the divine name according to Kabir Das Ji, Saint Kabir. Our scriptures tell us, Yoga Darshan tells us, tad japas tadartha bhavanam. Again, Sri Maharaj has translated this Yoga Sutra, and he says, Japa hoya kirtana Govinda Radhe Roop Dhyan bhi ho Yog Darshan bata de. Whether we chant the divine name, jap ho ya kirtan, or whether we do jap, remember the divine name on that jap beads, we must do Roopdhyan, remembrance of the divine form of SHRI Radhakrishna. Just as we do in the world, we do it daily. We may not realize it or we may not think about it, but we do it all the time. So what do? Jag mein bhi kahu ko Govinda